Good morning, Age of Cracky Day, November 7th, 2018. Today is our first snow in the Metro Detroit area. Very light snow, light covering, not sticking to the pavement. It's always pretty, the first snow. Especially when the pine trees are all covered. That first snow undisturbed, etc. Yeah. So, what's going on? Well, the usual shit in the world's going on. Right? The women in politics did very well in Michigan this year. We got women, record number of women elected to the legislature of Michigan, and another woman governor. But the same two parties, so a man or a woman doesn't matter. Both the same two one party systems. So, financed by the same fraternal orders and banking interests. So, I guess it is a sport, uh, a spectator sport, and when one side wins, they get that camaraderie with their fellow supporters of that party, and they get to pump their fist and like we scored a goal and all this stuff. So basically, yeah, using that sport camaraderie to distract and get the masses to go along because it feels good. It's a competition, which, yeah, all the sports are rigged and all the politics are rigged by the numbers. So it isn't a competition. It's just being acted as if it was a competition. Why do you think they get paid so much? Keep them happy, you know. Oh, excuse me. And then every week, every game night, that player's got to do something to make sure the outcomes are correct. But he's getting his millions despite what's going to happen. He's already a loser. He's not going to win the NBA title or the basketball, hockey, whatever. If they're in the know. So, I don't know. It's hard to believe. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe. I don't want to believe it either. But that seems like very compelling evidence supporting this rate system in many areas. So, and that's the tyranny of using that language of Gematria, where the God said the letter and the number make put the letter and the number together to create the world. So these guys are using it to control everything in the world as if they were the creator. Mm-hmm. Yeah, everything from the police to tennis, you know. That's Masonic angle, Masonic system uses the competition, creates uh, uses the opposition to divide and conquer the public, right? Which in sports, it's fun. It's not a matter of life and death. But when you get into politics and geopolitics, people start dying and war, dropping bombs forever now for profit. And I'll go if you go see 108 Morris 108, and he moved to Cambodia. I don't know, by chance. It's a chance thing. He does some daily news reports on his take. Interesting, very interesting uh, standpoint. And it's more than just profit, resource hoarding, and petrodollar dominance, and so forth. That's a big part of it. But then there's the tribal aspect, the societal aspect of where they are doing their actions to destroy that tribalism, because they're not under monetary. Uh, they're not under the foot of the monetary system, forcing its way on everybody. They're not under the foot of the resource owners, where they use the earth and that provides their heat, and shade that keeps them cool, animals that feed them, organic crops that feed them, their own system, their own rules, their own custom, outside of the mainstream rulers. So they've gone after all the Aboriginal since Columbus. Yeah, all the Aboriginals people that aren't going to go for they don't want to be monetized. The men want to go hunting and play with the kids the rest of the day. You know, the women work hard. They prepare the food, the clothes, they cook. Yeah, women is a huge part of their domestic system in governing their particular culture. And then women play their biological part. Where women still do in the West, it's losing. It's going away as far as the biological aspects of the role of a woman in society. It's a catch-22. You're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't. You're damned if you want to pigeonhole a women like that. Oh, they can't have a career, blah blah blah. Yeah, they can do both. It's hard to do both. Can you do both? So, and then, well, we're in the society where we want stuff we don't need. We spend money on stuff we don't need. We want a certain standard of living. So both parents are having to work now to provide that certain standard of living that they want. And buy the stuff they don't need that they want. Which is okay. I mean, that's okay for the realtors, right? And so forth. And our bogus holidays retail system. But like Quantum of Conscious, really good expose on just the economic system there. Yeah, you don't hear about crisis anymore. You don't see anybody big failing. The big boys aren't failing. They call the Fed and they say that we need this much. We can't make it. And so they inject that money where it needs to go. And like you said, if Ford needed 1.5 billion, they call the Fed gives them 1.5 billion. That's just paying for all the operation and salary, etc. Their operations and salary for that month or 6 months, whatever. As if they had the money all the time, which goes into the economy in intervals, so it's not creating mass inflation. So it's being injected in a normal rate to keep the inflation down. So this is how they think and then they're creating their own demand by injecting dollars. So if you do it that way, then you can't tell because it's injected properly by supercomputer or whatever, and it's as if everything's normal. Those people get paid on the same day. They pay the suppliers as if they were able to pay on the schedule. So those injections around the world get injected in a normal pace, as if they didn't need to be injected by the Fed or the IMF and so forth. So it appears normal. Only for so long. It's only going to last for so long. This has lasted this long, this far. You have to give your hat off to them. Well, they want the business. They want the profit. They want to balloon the stock market and make that per share profit. And then when it's time to sell off, they're going to sell off. They're like the big club. It's a big club. It's going by numerology that one day when they start to sell off, it's going to be a significant date, a ritual. Every day is a ritual in this system, a occult ritual behind closed doors. So that's who we're dealing. This is what we're dealing with, in my opinion. A system contrived by numbers that are sequenced appropriately for each day. That there is a ritual each day connecting the past with the present and the future. Which has been going on a long time. It's the oldest practice. It's one of the oldest practices in the world, but just by a few. And then you need, you need a secret order that has a organized hierarchy to you got a network with a hierarchy, and they use the numerology, and that's just the way it is, I guess, Al. So we got 2 more years and another election, another puppet. I mean, it's get to the point where it's just straight up obvious. Straight up obvious. And I guess as long as they have a representative republic voting system, there's always going to be somebody that's going to vote. And the majority will usually win. And I'd like to try maybe a direct democracy. You know, I have the internet like most people in America, with all the information at my fingertips, and every almost every vantage point from every personality, female, male, takes on every issue that I could ever want to know. So I can make up my own mind. I can represent myself. And yeah, why wouldn't you prefer that? It'd be worth studying the what's going on. You're gonna have a say. You ain't gonna always win, but who does? The only people winning are the big boys every day. Every time they're winning. They haven't lost. They got the whole system rigged. They can't lose. No way. Ain't gonna happen, Paulie. Alright, thanks a lot. 20 minutes. Have a great day. Thanks.